Hello, hello, people. If there's someone who are watching us, sorry for the technical problems. And we were supposed to be here with three trainers, but we are with one, and Michaela Kaiser, who is representing the trainers of healing and evolution and feelings practitioners. So thank you, Michaela, for being here with us, with me, and Eva. Oh, okay. It seems like we also have some internet things going on. So I hope that we will manage this conversation and let's do the best we can to make it work.
Yes, good idea.
So this conversation, the intention is to dive into the purpose and intention to make the training evolution and healing, which will take place in Dvorek Odviecho in our country from 23rd to 28th of April. And from what trying to I'm trying to connect with this training, and it seems to me it will be a space where we will explore the multi-dimensional of being a human being, and specifically it will be like this, exploring and experiencing the intersection between the bodies, like the physical body, the emotional body, the energetic body, mental body as well, and and using your your wide and huge experience of you, Michela, of Samot and Dagmar, who are not present here, and like this whole how I see it and how I experience in your work, like this huge field of knowledge that you discovered and uh, and um, collected during the years of, of your own training from the field of a physical body, and here like you have experience with naturopathy. Samoto is experience with martial arts. We have like Alexander technique, eye body. You have some shamanic traditions with you. Some like a lot of it. Like if you combine three of you, there's like so many techniques, so many knowledge with working with physical body, with healing, with emotional, yeah, body. So it's, yeah, for me it seems like a yeah, like a thing that will, yeah, combine huge body of knowledge. And yeah, and I'm excited to like for this to happen and experience you there. And yeah, the question is how you would explain and describe the healing and evolution training.
Yes, thank you, Martin, for somehow already summarizing the big field and container we providing as trainers. For me, it is a hard wish to really see that people become efficiency, have a self-efficiency, I think it's the right word in English, so that they can show for themselves and feel in themselves that they are like in tuned in their lives, that they are in tuned and aligned with what this organism called human being is. And some things are happening with us when we go through the life, and there are different levels of education, development, like going through the life, and also some obstacles. And some of the obstacles are happening during the change of your hormones, also like walking through the puberty and become an adult, and or in relationships. And the same is happening in your physical body. You are like a small baby when you are born, and then your whole body, the whole system grows and is an universe itself. and life is such a big universe and a cosmos to enter. So the question is how to go through it when there are struggles somewhere. And over the last years, I discovered so much in me, what is happening in different situations with myself when, for example, a relationship is not working, or my body shows symptoms. And so I'm so interested to check what is the message of the bodies calling for me, calling for like a change, calling for a next step in my development. And mostly in the past, I felt alone in that, or there were like a given pathway of a special culture we created around us. And somehow I didn't find so much like a way and culture I could lean into where I can explore and translate what is happening in my bodies. And therefore the healing and evolution is like a concentration on what is here in me communicating in a way that I translate it, and that I get tools to really full incarnate into my body, into my potential, in a way of it is integrated, it is in the rhythm my being needs to unfold, and connected to the life surround me in the systemic way where I am. And to have ideas, using my feelings, using my heart to have like a guidance. And I saw that it was really working to not only like concentrate on the logic way, on my thinking, on the tools I learned in school or from my parents. I needed much more to fully come into like a different life, and a non-linear life, so that my symptoms, my body, for example, created in the past, it was, for example, asthma, could go. That I learned, something is around my breathing out. Something is about how I embrace life, how I laugh fully and follow my thread of my heart. And the healing and evolution is about really coming into your own center, and that you know what is maybe like an idea from the outside, what is an adaptive way maybe you trained or you were raised in, and to unfold the unique inner wisdom you have in your soul.
Yeah, thank you. And just for the logistical part, we will interview you with right now with my colleague Eva. And for the people who are listening, who are with us, there will be a moment where you could ask some questions for the comments in live. Yeah, so that's for the people who are listening. And because this healing and evolution is actually something that haven't been yet, right? Like this is a training which was not made before, like as a sort of entry point for people who come to your trainings.
Yeah, I would say yes and no.
Okay.
Because we delivered for many years now trainings and in different kind of initiative and initiating work, and also we do feelings practitioner trainings where you can learn to really dive deep into your physical body and also see what is happening there. You will get information, new landscapes about what is an inflammation. And so we all have been trainers for different kind of other trainings. And I would say in each of the trainings, you need to come into your, who you are and be that you have a self-worth. And so it is in concentration, like bringing everything in this training to have an entrance point. And yes, it is a start that we really want to invite everybody who is interested in their own health, in their own evolution, in the way of how is life happening, where are the doors when I stand in front of a wall and don't know where to go, how to handle my struggles, and to really let it sink in our physical form. As I heard today a song, it's called like coming back into your bone. And we are really dealing with the bone. So the bone as our structured, solid ground in our physical body already is there. And to come back into this stability you always have and will have, and connect to this tissue, not only in a technical, like theoretical way, will really change everything, how you are on Earth. So it is like a logic next step to open that space so that more people can enter who are curious and don't know, what is the next step for their being.
And I'm curious because you've been a trainer for possibility management for many years, and actually, like one of the purpose of this tradition is like actually to be yourself, right? Like is to get people to be themselves, and actually, like this training, healing, and evolution will be based on the maps from possibility management. And just to say, like me and Eva here, we are, like one of our first trainings actually was with you 8 years ago in Poland, and it was the first training, possibility management training in our country, which you heard with Michael partner. So and like, and the thing is like, and the fact that we're still here, I would say, is proving that it works somehow. And the question would be like, what made you, like, what made you to make this new training, like, because you were doing something which was the purpose was to be more yourself, more incarnated, and at least it was said. And like, what made you experiment to make this new training and to shift your path as well?
Yeah, I shifted my path, and I don't like so much to compare what happens there. Wait, what I can say is the feelings practitioner work brought into that it's so important to have integration time, to see that we have different timing, that there's like, for example, in us women, we have like the circadian rhythm of day and night, and we also have the month cycle in us. So, and to respect that the integration and walking through the cycle with its periods needs attention. So, for example, when a woman is in the menstruation pass time, it is for her like winter. And when there's winter, you need to rest, to pause, to eat hot soups, to take care, have massage, and be with yourself. And it's not about pushing toward something like an archetypal outcome because it's winter. And also for a man, a day is in a different rhythm, and your body will be with you. And so we decided to really respect that also evolution needs this pauses or the timing or the fully coming into your heart and see how your feelings are working. And it's not only about the emotional healing, what will come, because it's a side effect. If you look at yourself, you will bring your baggage you brought from the past. But now your body is alive. Now your heart is pumping. What is happening when your heart is actually beating for something, and you have time to come into your rhythm? That was one reason to say, okay, I want to have time. I want to find an entrance so that all bodies are there. All bodies means not only the mental, not only the energetic body. So it is also about your physical movement, and especially is your feeling connected to your body. So because it's so easy to feel the energetic moment of a feeling, but it is maybe not in your bone.
Can you say more about that? Especially is like something that okay, actually I would has the voice for Eva now, because I think like we both experience this thing of like what you say, like feeling, like experiencing emotion, experiencing feeling, but actually like realizing that quite often something which felt very real is actually not so much real, or it's like not very authentic to myself. And I know that you ever had a huge experience about that. So if you mind, if you can
Yes.
share it and bring the context, so we can also unfold it topic more.
Yes, so as I started my path in possibility management and start learning to feel, and then in one moment I realized I think I'm feeling, but actually it's kind of fake. And I'm also at training with you at deepening. So you saw me last time. I was sure I'm feeling sadness in my legs and like different parts of my body, but I actually wasn't there. Like, yeah, can you name what is it about, like feeling in your body? Because I was thinking I feel in my body.
Yeah, that is what you say. You like trapped in your own thing. You said, I thought I was feeling something. I think I feel. Even so, it's like the observation when you start saying, I think I feel, your mental body is the first who is reacting on something from outside. And your mental body is so trained in our daily life to have answers, to check out what is happening. And so it's okay. So it's the first reaction. And to distinguish, so there is a thought, I think, and there is feeling. And then when you take for a moment time, because feelings have a different speed than a thought, and you let yourself enter into your physical form, then you can check, where do I feel? That's the first thing. Where do I feel right now? Whatever. And then you maybe feel something, or there's even an emotion, but it is connected to your physical form. And from there you can go. And for example, I feel my elbow right now, and I can be here and with myself and ask myself, which feeling is here in this elbow? And normally we have not such a space, or we have not such a consciousness in daily life if we not are trained or not conscious about it all, so that we jump over it. So, and now I give myself time, and I have maybe a thought, I feel, it is like a hard thing in my body. It's hard, my elbow. And I know it's my bone, or I know the form, because I'm also a trained physiotherapist and a trained health practitioner, so I have an idea around anatomy. And that would come first. And now to really calm down and come to my elbow, I can feel there is fear, like a gap. So, and if it's exact fitting to what I say, I would feel something like a void in my elbow, or tingling, or curiosity, or I don't know. So all things which comes when you feel fear. It is like you feel first, and then the thought is coming. It's like in different order. So, and now, as I say it and do it, I can also sense now the energetic imprint that I left my hand from my elbow, and I feel the imprint of, now it's cold and very, very active where I have had my hand before. So I brought all the consciousness to this elbow area. And now I can continue, maybe here's more information, more to connect with, and I open the space to discover more.
Okay.
So you kind of show how feelings practitioner work more or less.
Yeah.
But also you name at the beginning it's much bigger field. And you mentioned also I calm down. And here's come my next question. I heard in possibility management mostly that people are made to fly. And then I heard in Phoenix practitioner, but people also have to learn to land. So
Yes.
what is for you this flying, and what is for you landing? As you're also, like, you have a lot of experience in both fighting.
Yeah, so how is meant in possibility management is to really encourage you that you go over your boundaries, that you know that you have a comfort zone and that you expand yourself and that you are like more than you think you are. So, and that brings people to, it's amazing because yes, we can walk over fire. It's possible. You can walk over the glass, broken glass. So because our consciousness and energy is much bigger than we think about it and we learned. And yes, and sometimes it was necessary to learn and to do such a thing and leaving your comfort zone to also leave your physical form. Also like jump out of what happened right now for you when you experienced a really, really strange or a strong situation. And then if it's happening and you jump out of your form, we say sometimes your lid is open, you are jumping out of your energetic moves, or sometimes you are incarnated and you are like not fully grounded, you don't feel the earth under your feet because you say, it's amazing to hovercraft through my life. And then you lose the impact what you bring as a matter, as a material being. And then it's different if you push only like with an being outside form, some energy, or if you bring your whole form to the front, and then you also move matter. So there is a distinction to don't leave your physical body somewhere. You need it. Because yes, it's sometimes nice for some people who do energetic work to have lucid dreams, to travel in the night, to have daydreams. It's amazing and it's joyful. And there is a body who needs to be nurtured too. Because you decided to come to Earth, to live here. And there's a ground, there's Gaia who also is carrying you. And so we are checking if you somehow jump out of your body because also you are overwhelmed and you're dissociated from who you are and what you are.
Yeah, thank you. I actually want to bring in something about that, which I actually think that this is, or I feel that this is something that brought me very much to the feelings practitioner, especially after my trip that I live in the indigenous village in the Pacific for 6 months, and it was a time when I did no at all, personal development work, therapeutic work, nothing really, and before it was like 8 years or 7 years or like very intense, like going this and that and the next thing. And it was also, like going to the ayahuasca ceremonies at the beginning, and then like therapeutic work, and then possibility management work, and it was like very, very intense stuff, which which totally opened loads of things to me, like completely opened me for like I like I had no, like it was no idea that being a human being can mean such things, right? And at the same time it felt like for me like I went into this loop of, okay, like I need to do more, be more, keep going, like keep going, and being in this Pacific islands. I at the same time, while I experienced those people being exactly who they were for the first time, like people who were actually like sort of a confident, more or less, I would say more or less, with the bodies and who they were in a cultural way, like, okay, this is my life, this is how I live it, I don't have any imagination of living differently, and this is how it is, so I accept it, and this is like in the culture that I was raised, actually in a civilization I was raised, there's like constant, like, get the next thing, the next stuff, and like I saw like the much broader picture of a culture, I would say, programming and culture, context, and and then like in this feelings practitioner, like for me is a something I would call like personal development, therapeutic work, or healing work, or whatever you call it, that actually, like say, okay, you don't need to do anything, like respect your limits. And like this is what I would say, in a way, like what I discovered in the Pacific, while also reading the Stephen Jenkins song, like the human cultures, like the cultures that were intact, they respected limits of nature, limits of their self. They like, like there was like, they didn't try to be constantly someone else, in a way, like okay, like I have like this, possibilities that I can be anyone, anytime, all the time. And for me, like, was like really like then seeking into those cultures, and it was like, okay, we are this, and we are not trying to be anything different. And from this choosing to be who you are now, it seems like come a lot of the connection, a lot of the peacefulness, a lot of like okay, like yeah, like this peacefulness that we can find in a let's say third world, yeah, countries or indigenous cultures. Yeah, you want to say something?
Yeah, it's an amazing observation and way to live. And it looks like that they are, like the indigenous people have been, they are living without this survival. And as it is in modern culture, we have like an adrenaline cortisol life, like going for a goal, even standing up in the morning, going for something instead of checking who I am. And I can name, for example, a person who came into my center in my practice, and she said, "I brought my food." So she was already not with her food, and she said, "I brought my food to like here. You can check it. It's here. It's on the table." And when I asked her, "Okay, what's going on there? Can you feel and sense?" She didn't recognize something, because she was not really longer connected with her food. And the only thing the food brought consciousness to her was that she distorted it, that she made a move and she hurted her foot. And that was like the food came into her awareness, in her mind somehow. She knew, okay, now I need to take care. And the only thing what I did was space holding for this food. Like, here's a part of me, take care. And the person, she could feel, wow, yes, there is really pain. And the pain has flavors of, I'm angry that I did it to myself, that I punished me, and that I was so unconscious about where I moved. And I'm sad because I hurt it myself and I didn't protect my physical form. And I feel fear. Will it be better afterwards? Will it heal? So all the things come up, and a lot of stuff. It needed a quarter of an hour to really be with her food. And and afterwards she said, "Whoa, it doesn't hurt anymore." And wow, and I really have a relationship. It's my food. So it's beautiful, isn't it? So, and I think that's in the culture happening. Yeah, we are like so overwhelmed sometimes of all these things we can do, experience, live, and create, and us and me. What is it? This universe. And to calm down and bring awareness to it, yes, I would say it's love and peace, and heaven on earth and earth in heaven.
This is also, you mentioned in this example, she brought her food for you to like repair it. And this is example of giving our center away. And this is what I learned in Phoenix Practitioner, that this is my body and I feel my body, and I can ask my body what to do with that, and not to go to a doctor and ask the doctor what I should do about my body. But you mentioned also at the beginning that the healing and evolution training is about, as I understand that, is about like knowing yourself, really, to not look at the external authorities.
Yes, and so I would say it is, and it is culture creating. So, because I would not say don't bring your food to a doctor, so because I would say you need a team. Every time you are on earth, it is like suicide to think you can handle life alone. And so that's like also a way of culture shifting into which culture do you want to have, so that your life is in a flow and thriving, and there is company and exchange of expertise. Yeah, so because you are an expert of your body, and I'm an expert of who I am here in my universe, and you know something what I don't know, and so we can learn from each other. So we are a tribe already. So you don't need to go to the indigenous people. Yes, it's amazing, you can learn from them, and we can create it so that we come back to our inner sources, our inner knowledge. Each cell has the ancient forces from our ancestors and is made from our experience already. It's a unique university, and it's amazing to get access to it. As you said, centering in my own authority and then choosing with my authority who could be in my team for dealing my symptoms.
Okay, actually, I want to ask about it. So, do you have these experiences of accessing this, like ancestral knowledge in your body, cells, bones, and all this stuff? Like, yeah.
Yes, I experience that, and I really love also like systemic work, like checking how can I find the access to who I am, because we are everything. We are everything what already happened in the evolution. So I have one cell and million cells. I have an interconnection between the cells, and it's already also a big tribe. And I also have this evolutionary states in me. I have been like a worm, and I was a reptile, and now I'm a human being, and all the periods of life, even in the back, is influencing me. And I can see it on my parents, and it is to check, okay, what did they give to me, and what did I make out of it? What have I made out of this? To see, here is in base, here is in ground, and I decide what can I do with it now. Yes, and we do processes also so that you learn to scan all these levels, so that you also know, that is really a source. It is like gifted to me. That is a potential maybe my grandmother also used. And also it's about illnesses. It's so amazing to see if one person is taking care of the dis-ease, so like the disorder in the ease, it's really obvious to see that the generations 4 in the back and 4 in the front, if you see a timeline, have a result out of it. If you change it, it will be changed for the whole lineage.
And I think also I'm taking it from your description of healing and evolution, that this is not only about disease, because I was connecting very much symptoms and diseases with feelings practitioner work. And as I enter feelings practitioner core training, I realized wow, this is the most important map was there for me. And I wasn't ill.
But can you say which one?
Yeah, the map of
Which one?
inflammation,
Okay.
The map that says that because the world outside was so dangerous, you built the wall between you and outside world, but also your inner impulses were dangerous for outside world. So you built like one more world between your inner impulses, and actually you live your life not being yourself, but just like between all these walls and just bumping on one to another, not knowing who you are. And this was so revolutionary for me, really changed my life.
And can you say how actually it changed, like in the practice, like how it impacted your life, this thing?
Yeah, so before I was really looking for others, how they act. So I knew how to act. Like I didn't look in myself because I couldn't find anything inside of myself. I didn't know who I am. So like I was constantly scanning the space outside and only like uh, kind of looking for a mirrors, like, okay, did she smile? Then I can be as I am right now. She didn't smile, then I need to change how I am. Kind of constant analyzing, how can I be in a space? And also, yeah, kind of holding my impulses back, like checking, is it okay if I do or not? And I know this map is at feelings practitioner core, but somehow I think knowing about that something like this exists, it influences the way you hold space for other people. So I assume it influences how you hold space for also other trainings.
Yeah, it is a core distinction. And as you see, I talked before about the comfort zone. I talked about that there is a frame. So mostly I meet people who went through school. So like an ordered, structured way, and you learned to search for a reference from the outside. You compare, you check out if you do a mistake, is it right or not? And you start with your parents. Are they smiling at you, or what is their gesture in their face? And you depend on them. You depend on what they are doing because you want to survive. And if they take care of you, you will survive. If not, you are close to die. So that's the reason that you also start to search for that protection, to search how can I be in a way adaptive because I'm depending on my tribe. And that is also like a core thing in each initiation that you feel I have a choice. I have a choice. I can hold myself in a frame, or I can expand and like hang loose somehow on earth, letting my voices go and let my inner knowledge work, and it's my consciousness, my awareness. So yes, it's also a part of the training to check where are walls you implemented which are not real, which are constructs made of situations you learned that. And normally the environment, your inside and outside world is giving you a lot of hints. The only thing is to learn to listen to it again, to recognize it, to allow yourself to be open again for it. As you are not longer in school when you enter this training, for example. It's not about school. And I also I experienced it last week. I did horse work. I'm also a coach for guided horse work. And I did it on myself, and the space holder said, well, I guided a horse and lead a horse, and she said, well, you look a lot to the earth. I said, yeah, I recognize it. You say it, yes. And in that moment, the horse laid down on earth and turned around and walked, so like a roll in the sand. So and the space holder asked me, hey, what is it about you in your life? And I said, yes, well, that's about me. I would like to really do the same, hang loose and having a mud bath, horse. And that would be amazing, as it reminds me on the Green School in Bali, where you have such a school class. It's unbelievable, not happening here in Germany, where you go with your teacher in a mud bath, and fight
With what?
in the mud.
Mud like you.
Sand.
Okay, yeah, with the mud,
In water.
Yeah, and you have fights, right, or something like that.
Yes.
Right?
Play fights, and then you jump into the water, and everything rinses off, and it's like, this freedom, this. So, and I really can see that was like a hint with some big stick for myself to look. It's not only about working, functioning, thinking. Hang loose.
Hang loose. Yeah, I was also, one more thing about the world, I was also kind of harsh on myself that I can do it. I will go. And I'm afraid that actually the most of modern culture people are behind the wall.
Yes.
With this doing better, harder. And yeah. You want to say something about that?
It is totally in that. It became like that in the revolution of the industries. It was to have it more efficient, to work and to produce things so that the life is somehow easier. It was a nice idea. So, and it is outside of me. So I am self-efficient. If I have
I just want to also hum into it, like, because I perceive myself in this wall still, in a way, or like was much more and still is, but actually it's also for me this part, like, for me, which is a challenge, I would say, with feelings practitioner, is actually how to combine this, but we are actually existing in this world, right? And like in this, and we in this civilization, and like, I'm a father of two little children, and like, if I would only do what I would like at the moment, they probably would die, or not, but but basically is like, for me it's like this thing, like how to combine that I'm not actually anymore living in this indigenous place where all people rest, and and I don't need to struggle. And here there's this thing of actually, okay, but I need to make money. There's inflation, there are wars going on, da 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 da, and at the same time I can see like how I fall into this narrative, and then like I tense myself, and then I push, and yeah, in one way, and on the other, and on the other is like how to find the balance between with this listening to this very small impulses from the body, from the environment, and to be still enough to listen to it and become enough to listen it, and at the same time also not fall into this perfectionism about the not like living it completely in a way, because I'm not sure if you know what I'm trying to say, but
yes.
Okay,
yeah,
so
I
if you
got
know,
it.
please,
I got it, and it raised my joy, because it is about joy. You said it. You are searching for inspiration. Yet it's a difference between functioning in a way, and yes, you need to work. I need to do something because I have my family. I need to take care of them. So there is a need and a must. And inspiration is, there is inspire inside, to have a spirit with you. And if you follow your motivation, you know that. I think I would assume, and I assume that you experience that already in your life. If you have a deep inner motivation, it isn't work what you do. And even you work maybe really hours to bring your inspiration to life. But it is like a sideway. When you on your path, when it is for you, when you are surrendering into your motivation. It's the thing what I mentioned at the beginning. If you're aligned with yourself and your necessities, your longings, and I see it in, as you know, maybe the movie Doctor Strange, it came into my mind. Yeah, where he lost his best paid job because of his body made an accident. And then it started what he learned. So, and I think it was hard for him to train something new, but his motivation was so high and the outcome was amazing. And that is also what life presents us. If you are not longer inspired, take a break, take a rest from it, because maybe it is not longer yours. And it will come, it will come. I can also mention the philosophic books from Michael Singer. He also researched it over his life, and he became more and more successful in more and more he let go the others' voices, the adaptive way. He built more and more, and he said, well, I thought I was done, and then the next thing came, and the next thing. He said, well, I only meditate, I only be with my energetic body, I only feel myself, and all the things are happening. And I would say all of us, we have an access, as also really the modern culture brain research is now also giving us more impact, that it's really like that. Our brain loves to wire in a new way. It's like excited about that. And the routines we sometimes do without any consciousness, it's somehow close to death.
So how all of it will be in a healing and evolution training?
And before that, I also have a question. So, what's like from your experience, and what's the difference between doing and being?
It is, yeah. As I am a woman, I would say everything is in between different, and maybe a man would say it in a different way. So doing is that I am like running after a goal, or like that I think I need to do something, and then I have a list and I go through like structural work. Being is there is an authentic impulse, and it is like being wired with whatever you will call it, like a higher purpose, consciousness, or somebody would say it's a flow.
Okay, so it's not like I am and that's it. It's more like moving with the flow and things come out of it.
Yeah, well, this I am is a good start, or I am is one thing to learn to be centered. It's amazing if you feel I am. And then you are a being which is interconnected in yourself and in this what we call collective, holistic, morphogenetic field, and so on. And the only thing is that you are in this authentic, that your feelings you express is the same you really feel inside.
So now, how all of this will be the healing and evolution.
Experience it because it's really magic in action, and it will be fun because it is as life. It will be about inspiration, and as life also it's to train and to learn and to try out, and then maybe stumble and fall a little bit and stand up and say, that's it. Now I know. That's what will happen.
Okay, so no like nothing more, right? He would say.
I would say one more sentence from you. What is really inspiration right now for you? That you brought your time and all the questions to ask this and made it live for others. One final sentence from you, both Marcin and Eva.
Eva?
Yeah, for me it is really this experiencing this flow, I would say, as you mentioned, this being connected and feel how things moving in me, and next question coming, next sentence coming, and like this is my inspiration because it's very pleasant. Very pleasant sensation in my physical body. And also like thinking if someone will watch it and I will receive some message and there will be some exchange between two human beings, it's also pleasant. So this is my inspiration.
Thank you.
I would like before the topic before that was about this moving with the being. Actually, like I would like there's something in me that I would like to dive into the topic, but I stopped myself. And for me is like my experience with the clinic. There's also like a weekly clinic that you held space for. I don't know for how many years every week. It was like 2 years, 3 years, 3 years. Well, yeah. So I discovered, and the last year I was quite often in the clinic, and I experienced that each time I was going there, and it was like very difficult year for me. There was like so many, like my child was born, but there was like a lot of going difficult stuff, and each time I was going there, I was living with the, or like most of the time with the, like I feel very regulated. I would say my nervous system was regulated, and I remember also this expression that each time I was entering the clinic, my physical body just started to move all by itself. I was like coming to the space and like ooh, like yawning and like moving, and it was like so amazing for me that to realize that such spaces exist, like, and actually I always wanted to ask you, how do you do it, that each time you just go into the clinic and your body starts to but maybe that would be for the next conversation. And so for me it would be like for me, I'm actually in my life in the moment that I'm actually creating an external structures, and I'm wanting to go for goals which like I just like it didn't work for me before to just go with the flow, but actually I'm inspired to how can I be in connection with myself and like make the next step in connection, like in a regulated, like in presence, and actually how can I, and this is like one of the main things, like how can I learn to feel on this very subtle level and integrate the different parts of myself. It's like how I can integrate the different parts of myself, not look for the feelings in very big intensities, but also like not avoid them. Not actually, it's like more like my inspiration for the space, for the healing, and evolution is the search. How can I be more connected and make the next step with all of my bodies and my parts, and in a regulated nervous system as well.
Amazing. I would frame it in one word.
Oh wow!
It is
how?
Instead of inspire, it's you will expire.
Expired. I need to. I mean, like when you say expired, like the first thing that comes to me is not so like expired. Is it good?
Oh,
Yeah,
But-
that's
but-
the thing about
update.
in the healing and evolution, some really also weird stuff your mind will freak out, and then you find the gold.
Yeah, but actually, I'm in the point of like that. I really like the idea of being expired.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like I'm not so much through this like inspired and
Yeah,
achieved,
it's
you know.
exhaling. It's in a physical way. Extend your exhaling
Hmm.
instead of breathing in. Like it's expanding and breathe longer out, out, and the inspiration, the inhaling will come from itself.
Okay. Any last words, Michaela?
No, I exhaled already. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank you.
both.
Okay. Thank you, Michaela. Thank you, Eva. And
Thank
thank
you,
you,
Marcin.
Dagmar and Samoto for holding space while not being
Thank
here.
you. for-
And I just also like because there was a space for asking questions to you, Michaela, but there's no questions, so we will not ask you those questions which are not here.
Maybe next time. So,
Yeah, next
Yeah,
time. So
maybe next time.
see you next time. Thank you.
yes.
Thank you, audience.
Thank you
Bye.
all. Bye.